This is really terrific. We're having a nice time now, aren't we? I think the whole thing is going incredibly well. Hey! Oh, come on. I was just beginning to enjoy that.
The boys are finally over 500. I've been waiting to say that for 20 games. The boys are over 500, my goodness. In convincing fashion, I thought, guys, before I start, I don't want to forget, I thought UPL really in this game, folks, pitched another shutout. I know he let in two, but they were not his fault whatsoever. They had the floater to tip in, or the double tip in, or whatever that was, the second goal. And the first goal, he was completely screened. He didn't even know the puck went in. UPL was perfect in that game. And that's why we won, in my opinion. So I'll give props where it's due, and I'm sure Chad likes that. That one's for you, Chad. All right, guys, let's talk about this game where the boys rally. And in that overtime, this was a game, guys, that in the old days, okay, this is a tie. This is a perfect example of a tie game that both teams deserved a point. So when somebody says you shouldn't get a point when you lose in overtime, you can flip the script and say, really, it's the win that's a little, when you win. But in games like this, you're going to lose some during the year, you're going to win some during the year. The perfect time for the Sabres to win one during the year was last night. They had to get this game, they had to get that monkey off their back and not being over 500. Now they're over 500. Let's see how they react as a team now with a winning record. Because we don't know, right? We don't know what we have here yet. But I liked what I seen yesterday. Let's look at the numbers. Okay, shots on goal. The Sabres outshoot Anaheim 32-24. The faceoffs dominant 66% to 34. Both teams 0 for 2 on the power play. Even penalty minutes. I never usually mention penalty minutes, but it's worth noting because there was some fights. Hits, Anaheim had the edge there, 25-17, but I thought the Sabres, the hits they threw were good ones. 19 blocks for the Ducks, 10 for the Sabres. Ducks had 11 giveaways, the Sabres had 9. The Ducks had 5 takeaways, the Sabres had 3. Shots on goal per period. 12-6 Sabres in the first. Gibson, I thought, was brilliant in the first. I did. I'm going to give props where it's due. I thought he was really, really solid in that. He was he was stopping rebounds and everything. 12-6 Sabres in the first. 8 apiece in the second. In the third, the Sabres have a slow start, but it finishes 10-8 Anaheim in the third. In the overtime, all Sabres with a 4-0 total there for that 32-24 total. Scoring. Hellison from Zegras and Carlson in the first period at 4:02. Again, you can't blame UPL on that, guys. You just can't. I mean, it's just one of those shots. He's still wondering where it is. Makes it 1-0 Ducks. We go to the second. And a tip-in floater over the UPL makes it 2-0. Lundestrom from Johnson and Zellweger. And it's 2-0, and we're frustrated. As Sabres fans, we're frustrated. We don't feel like the breaks are going our way, because they weren't at that point. And then Tuck scores at the 18:37 mark of the second to get us back into it. And then less than a minute later, Zucker on a beauty, really, the way he went in. He's faster than I thought, this guy. Zucker, who seems to be hot as of late, guys. He's picking up his game, too, from Power at the 19:27 mark. We're feeling good going into the third. Nothing happens in the third. You would think the Sabres are going to score. They don't. They actually come out a little slow. Goes to the overtime, the 4-minute mark. There it is. Kulik from Power and Tuck. And that is your winner, 3-2 final. I want to note something before I forget, too. Owen Power, if I'm right, is still leading all defensemen in the NHL in even strength points, guys.
Huh?
He's having a hell of a year, a very quiet hell of a year. He almost scored in the overtime, too, right before Kulik put that in. So Power's having a really good year. Like, really, numbers-wise, really good. Something we don't talk about enough, really. So I'm going to maybe do a video on that eventually. We'll see. So the boys win. They come through. We got a game tonight. I'll be doing the pregame in a sec. I am thrilled as can be about this one, guys. We win a tight one, 1-0 because of goaltending. And the only reason we really won yesterday was 2 bad breaks. And if you notice, UPL did not get down. He stayed in his game. All of his mechanics, nothing changed. His body language didn't change. He wasn't down. He wasn't out in his head. He just was doing his job. And that was it. And you guys, I'll keep us in it. But you guys do something, please, And that's what happened. Really, that's what happened in this game. So I'm really, really happy about this one, guys. Of course, now we're over 500. Thrilled about it, actually. It's like, wow. It's fun to look at the standings, even if we're 1 game over. It's like, like last year. How long did we have to wait for that last year? I don't even remember. I can't remember. It's like last year was such a blur. Last year was really no winning streaks was what drove me crazy about last year. This year you could feel that they don't care they're the youngest team in hockey this year. This year they know they're young. They know they're about to turn a corner. You can feel they know. The way they won these 2 games, guys, the tight one in LA, right? The 1-0. And UPL does his job, gets us through it. If it was my choice today, UPL will be in nets. Less than 24 hours later, he'd be right back in there. This guy is zoned in right now. I would keep him in. That's how I feel. I know a few of you were mentioning they're going to be pumped tonight, the Sharks, because Joe Thornton's getting his number retired and so on. But I don't think the Sabres care. I just don't think they care about that, to be honest. Sabres should be able to go in there. But they are playing better as of late over there. Eh? That team, they're playing better. If you look at some of their last games, they've been playing better. So right now, we should win, but, no rest. We're going into that game. And let me just check their home record. I didn't do that yet. All right, the Sharks at home, folks, are 4-4-1. And what are the Sabres on the road, folks? 4-4-1. That's what we have happening in this game. It's not a sure win. That's for sure. But at least now, because of yesterday, we have a margin for error. We do. They've lost, they're 3-4-3 their last 10. They lost their last one in overtime, but this team is playing better. But, what are they in the league? They're bottom 5, right? Yeah, well, right down there. So we should be able to win if we play our game. And you can see the Sabres are excited with the prospect of going into this game, being able to sweep out the West. You've seen them. And for the first time, I don't think I've heard this in years, guys. First time I heard this, I'm not sure who said it. But they were talking, somebody had said we're the youngest team in the league. Somebody said it, and I caught it. I think it was Krebs. I'd have to check again. I'd have to find that again. I seen it in an interview after. But the way they were talking about it is that they have to learn how to close these games out. They have to learn how to win these games after they just won yesterday. And I'm sure that's what Lindy is doing also, guys, is teaching them how to win. Not just to win, just don't go out there, try and score and win, but how to win, how to claw your way back into a game that in the past we wanted to claw our way back into this one, guys. You know it. We wanted to claw our way back into this game. Not the way Anaheim was going. They won 3 in a row. They looked good yesterday too. Gibson was good in nets. No goaltending excuse there. Gibson was good. He kept them in early. If it wasn't for him, we should have been winning that game early. And he's always played good against us. So that's why I didn't doubt Gibson going into this game. It's no. Like, this guy has had our number in the past. So, no. Boys right now, I think, are riding a high. And I think they're going to carry it into this game tonight. Even though there's been no rest and we're, you know what I mean? It's less than 24 hours later. We're back on the ice at 8 o'clock, guys, not 10. At 8 o'clock this game, just so you know. And I'll double check that just to be sure, but I'm 99% sure. But my mind has been known to play tricks on me as I get older. Here we go. We are at 8 o'clock. Yeah, 8 o'clock at San Jose. Just so you guys know, some of you might have thought it's 10. You're going to turn on the TV and say, oh my God, we're in the third period here. So be prepared. It's an 8 o'clock game. Yeah, if the Sabres can come out of this and sweep the West, guys, tell me that doesn't put a marker on the year that we've had so far to say maybe they've arrived. Maybe these kids have arrived. Maybe something's really happening this year. We'll see. We'll see today. I'm curious. I'm curious how they're going to react. Less than 24 hours later, they're back on the ice after an emotional win. There's usually a letdown, right? That's pro sports, guys. There's usually a letdown. But the really good teams continue to win and continue to win, and they get hungry for more wins. So we're going to see what we have. We're going to find out tonight. Tonight's going to be interesting. It really will be interesting to get a better look at what this team is really, really about, because before this trip, there were doubts. I mean, it's normal, guys. It's a young team. We're still waiting for something to happen, but maybe this is the corner they turn. Maybe. If they could sweep out the West and then come home and win the next one. But I don't want to go there. Let's just worry about this game. If the Sabres can win this one, we're going to have a lot to talk about, guys. It's going to be fun coming home. It really will be, because I really believe as the season progresses, we're only going to get better. I believe we're only going to get better. And if this is just a sign of things to come, the way we won these 2 games is like playoff wins. That's why I love about these 2 games. A tight one, 1-0 in LA, real tight one. And then we go into this game in Anaheim, and no matter what we did, we couldn't score, it felt like early. They take a 2-0 lead on 2 bad breaks, right? And then all of a sudden we're like, oh man. So if we win this one, then we got mini. I'm looking forward to that one. All right, guys, I got to jump on the pregame because a lot's happening today. So I got to get 2 videos ready. See you in that one. Go boys. Talk to you soon.